You didn't imagine it. You didn't make it up. If you've been wondering whether you're experiencing a spiritual awakening, you probably are. But here's what no one tells you. Awakening isn't always beautiful. It's not always peaceful. And it definitely isn't what you think. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 6 biggest myths about spiritual awakening. Because these lies confuse people, keep them stuck, and leave them thinking they're broken, when in fact, they're just waking up. Let's begin with the most common myth, that a spiritual awakening will fix everything. People think once you awaken, your relationships will heal, your money will align, and your purpose will click into place. That's not how it works. A spiritual awakening is exactly what it says. An awakening, not a repair. Your awareness expands. Your perception sharpens. You become aware of what was already broken or misaligned. The awakening doesn't solve it. It shows it to you. And then you're given the tools, clarity, and strength to begin the work of healing and change. Number 2, you have to be religious or initiated to awaken. This one is tricky, and it's caused a lot of confusion, especially in spiritual communities. The truth is, spiritual awakening doesn't require membership or any religion or system. You don't have to be initiated. You don't have to belong to any priesthood. You don't even need a teacher or guru to experience the divine breaking through your reality. A spiritual awakening is deeply personal. It's something that comes from source, spirit, your ancestors, or your higher self. It often happens in silence, alone, without fanfare. Now, yes, some people do go on to join spiritual traditions or walk with a teacher. But the awakening itself, that comes before all of that. And sometimes it's all you ever needed. Number 3, you must be perfect after awakening. Perfection is not the goal. And let's be honest, who told you that? A spiritual awakening doesn't turn you into a saint. It makes you conscious. And when you become conscious, you start to see where you need growth, healing, forgiveness, and change. You still have bad days. You'll still make mistakes. But now, you'll have the awareness and accountability to do something about it. This path is about progress, not perfection. You're not expected to be the most pious or pure, but you are expected to be better than who you were before. That's it. Number 4, everyone will understand what you're going through. Here's the one that hurts. Not everyone is going to get it. You may try to explain what you're feeling, how things are shifting, how your dreams are more vivid, how the signs are undeniable. But they'll look at you like you've lost your mind. Don't let that shake you. You were never meant to wake up with the crowd. Awakening often isolates before it unites. Sometimes spirit separates you from those who no longer serve you or your next level of awareness. And while that can feel lonely, it's also a sacred invitation to trust yourself. Number 5, if you heard something, it must have been God. This one's sensitive, but important. Not every voice you hear is divine. Not every revelation is a spiritual download. It could be, but it could also be mental exhaustion, trauma, or unresolved emotions speaking louder than spirit. This is why discernment is everything. Do not label every experience as spiritual without testing it. You need to give it time. Pray. Reflect. Ask your ancestors or guides for confirmation. If it's truly divine, it will return again with clarity, with peace, and alignment. Number 6, awakening is a one-time event. This may be the most important myth to break. That awakening only happens once. In truth, spiritual awakening is a series of openings. You may have a massive one that shifts everything, but over time, you'll go through more. New levels, new downloads, new realizations. Each one requiring a deeper version of you to emerge. So don't panic if you feel like you're waking up all over again. That's a sign of evolution. And if you're watching this right now, it may be happening to you again. A spiritual awakening is not the end. It's the beginning. It's not always pretty, but it's always sacred. And when you understand the myths, you stop judging yourself and start honoring the process. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're just becoming. Awakening doesn't make you special. It makes you responsible for your healing, for your truth, for the light you're meant to carry in this world. So if your world is shifting, let it. This is not the end. This is not chaos. This is not punishment. It's the beginning of your soul remembering who you are. So let the awakening begin. If this message gave you something to think about, make sure you join our community by subscribing. I have more stories, teachings, and truths on the way, and I'd love for you to be a part of the journey. I'll see you in the next one.